Hello and welcome to Connected Life. I'm Anthony, and this podcast is about connecting with yourself, others, and the universe so that you can enjoy the benefits of great relationships, great health, and great wealth. Emotions are the key to everything in life. How you think and how you feel affects what you experience. We talk about how emotions lead to outcomes for your relationships, your health, and your wealth. Emotions cause both mental pain and physical pain, and we talk about the connection between the two. To listen to and watch this version of the show on YouTube, go to YouTube and do the symbol at Your Connected Life. If you have questions, please click the description in the show and send me a question via fan mail. I will answer your question in one of the upcoming episodes. Thank you for listening. Please like and share this podcast with anyone you believe may benefit. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to Connected Life. Here we talk about relationships, health, and wealth. How can you improve your relationships? How can you improve your health? And of course, how can you improve your wealth? Welcome to episode 119, and today we're talking about relationships, and specifically, this one is for the guys. And ladies, if you're out there listening, send a comment to the show and let me know. Do you agree? Or do you disagree? If so, why? Inquiring guys want to know, right? All right, so this is about a YouTube video that I put up that said, I do 10 things and she notices the one that I didn't do. And that video got a lot of views, a lot more than I normally get. So I figured I would do a podcast about it because I think it's one of those things that just kind of happens. No one's to blame. Ladies, girls, your wife, your spouse, your partner is not to blame. It's kind of in the wiring of the female psyche, right? Women want and need to feel safe. So odds are, if there are 10 things that are okay, normal, completed, and one thing is not, in order to feel safe, you're kind of going to notice the one thing that's not right. The one thing that's not done, the one thing that's not completed the way you wanted it or needed it. I like using a locked door as an example. Let's say you live in a really terrible place. You need a lot of locks on your door. You come in, you lock 10 locks. Your boyfriend, your husband, your partner comes in, they lock 9 locks. That one that's not locked is going to stick out in the female mind like a red flag, a red thumb, right? Like, hello, I'm not locked. Guys kind of just give it a quick view. Looks like they're all locked, or I think I got them all. But because women have it in their psyche to be safe, protect the family, protect themselves, protect their children, they notice a lot of things that simply don't get done. And they can't be blamed for that. That's just the way they are. The same way men can't be blamed for not noticing all the details. In many cases, it's simply the way they are or the way we are. There are plenty of men that know every single detail as much as many females. There are guys that have plenty of feminine energy. They notice things about the house, their job, their family, their spouse or partner, their children. And it depends on who you are and how you live and how you have lived, right? Maybe you're a female that notices 85% of stuff. Maybe you're a guy that notices 100% of stuff. So the bottom line is everyone's different. But when I see a video like I do 10 things and she notices the one that I didn't do, it makes me think, well, there are a lot of guys out there that are unrecognized, unappreciated, who don't feel like they measure up, right? So if you're in a relationship and the person always sees the thing that you didn't do versus the things that you do, that can be frustrating, that can be stressful, that can lead to anxiety, that puts stress on the relationship. And if you're someone that already has maybe a core wound of not being enough, not being good enough, if someone only sees the things that you either didn't do or the one thing that you did wrong, and that's what they point out, you're going to be triggered, right? You are going to feel like, what the hell's going on here? And that leads to stress, because I think in our minds we feel like, well, they're right. But then we have that battle of, well, why aren't you pointing out the things that I did do? And that's where we get the stress and we get the anxiety, because there's a part of us that knows we did most of what we needed to do and we feel good about that. And then there's a part of us that didn't do everything that we were supposed to do, and we feel bad about that. So then we have this battle in our minds, right? We don't want to fight. We don't want to make a big deal out of something that maybe isn't a big deal. But over time, all those little things start to add up. They start to pile up. It's almost like building a brick wall. You do the first layer and it's okay. And then something else triggers you 2 weeks later. And then you do another layer. Over the years, those layers become a brick wall. We have stress, we have anxiety, and we start to shut out the other person. We start to feel like we're not good enough. And then we start to question why we're in the relationship. Why are we staying? And we still have that same battle in our minds. Well, 75% of the relationship is good. Or 85% of the relationship is good. And even though that's a pretty high percentage, we need to do what we can to make sure that it's even higher. We need to do the things we can, have the conversations we need to have to take that 75 to 85, that 85 to 95, and hopefully get to 100. Now, if you're in a relationship, no matter what type of relationship it is, you could be married, you could be dating, but I'm also talking about friendships, coworkers, and family. And the thought that how many relationships are 100%, right? 100% good, 100% happy, 100% satisfied. Usually they're not. However, you can have days where you have 100% fulfillment, 100% satisfaction, and then maybe a few days later, you drop down to 30%. And then the next day, you're up to 70%. So it varies and it changes, but the goal is if we can get it higher, we can get a better connection, we can get better communication, and we can both feel safe and trusted in the relationship by being honest and authentic. Ultimately, that's going to be a really good, a really great, a really well-connected relationship. So for all the guys that looked at the video and clicked on it and liked it or didn't like it or commented or didn't comment, understand that the first thing is it's just in the feminine energy to always look for what's safe. And when it comes to a checklist of things being done and completed, it feels safe when everything is done and completed. So the communication on the male side would be, hey, I noticed that you only, right? And that is specific to this situation. In this situation, you only noticed the one thing that I didn't do, or the one thing that I didn't finish or complete. But meanwhile, I finished these I did this 9. I did this 10. I spent the whole day working on the house, working with the kids, doing things for you, and I was exhausted. Just be honest. All right? I think a lot of times we keep stuff inside. We don't say anything, and we expect our partner to know that we're upset. So we don't say anything, but we don't talk much. We're not romantic. We're not loving. We're not intimate because we're upset. We're angry. We're resentful. And all we would have to do is say, hey, I noticed. And when I say, hey, I noticed, notice that I'm just bringing it up. I'm opening it as a topic for communication. I'm not saying, yeah, well, I noticed, because there's so much of a difference in energy there. That's like saying without saying, yeah, well, I'm really pissed off because you don't notice what I did. You only notice what I don't do. Right? And that's not how we want to go into a conversation when we're in a relationship that we want to be considered loving, intimate, honest, open, authentic, vulnerable. We don't want to go in with anger. So if it takes time and you need a few hours or maybe up to a day, then take time. Think about what you want to say. Think about how you want to say it. And then go to the person and say, hey, yesterday I noticed that I took out the trash. I washed the car. I watched the kids. I ran the vacuum. I put the new shutters up. I painted the cabinets. And the only thing that you noticed was the garbage disposal is still broke. So where is all the credit for all of the things that I did do? Right? So that is your question. That is what you want to put out there as you communicate. And again, you want to do it lovingly. Hey, I'm just being honest and open. This is how I feel. Guys, that'll get us into letting people know how we feel and why we feel that way. One of the things that guys tend to do is get angry and resentful, and then we blow up and we explode because we have 5 or 10 things festering in our minds because we never said anything. So now we have a whole pile of stuff that we want to toss out and say, I'm mad, I'm angry. And it's really not about the one thing. It's about the 5 or 10 things that we've kept inside for a month, a year, maybe more than that, right? You're always trying to be nice, or shall I say, if you're always trying to be nice, if you're always trying to be pleasing, and you start sweeping things under the carpet that are important to you, that are important to the relationship, that are important to your mental health, your emotional health, then that's what's going to happen. You're going to always be on edge because you're thinking, should I say this? I want to say this, but I don't want to cause an argument. I don't want to get in a fight. So all of that leads to stress, anxiety, and tension in the relationship. And I did do a video on chronic pain. I've also done many podcast episodes on chronic pain. And if you're not aware of this, keeping things inside, not speaking up, not being honest, not being authentically who you are, can definitely lead to chronic pain. Your back starts to hurt, your shoulder might hurt, your knee might hurt, and you're thinking, what's wrong with my body physically or structurally? And it's all caused by emotions. It's caused by you keeping things inside. It's you being angry. It's you being sad. It's you being lonely. And you have those feelings. Those feelings make you emotional, and you just sit on them. You tuck them away. You keep them silent, and they grow and grow and grow. That dis-ease, understand what I'm saying? Dis-ease in your body, in your mind, in your emotions can lead to a disease in your body. And in many cases, and various countries around the world, but specifically in America, we have a large number of people suffering from cancer. Cancer is caused by all of the crap that we don't say that we want to say, the things that we don't do that we want to do, or the things that we do that we really don't want to do because we didn't say no, we didn't push back, we didn't speak up, that builds in our bodies, that causes plaque in our arteries. We start to get sick, and then 2 years, 5 years, 10 years later, we get a diagnosis. So to prevent all of that, the best thing to do is communicate honestly and openly, but at the same time, make sure we're doing it in a loving way. So for everyone that watched the video and everyone that has listened to the previous episodes on this topic, understand, guys, we gotta speak up because it's healthy for us physically, mentally, but it's also good for the relationship. Just think, if you're in a relationship and you're constantly communicating back and forth what you want and what you need, your partner is telling you what they want and what they need, and you're communicating about it in a loving way. You're doing as much as you can. They're doing as much as they can. You have compromises. You work things out. Things remain loving. Things remain civil. Things remain communicatable. And that's what we want ultimately in our relationships. That's how we manifest really great relationships. We're honest, we're open, we connect, we communicate, we serve the other person, and we allow, because I know guys will not always do that. We allow the other person to serve us. We allow the other person to give to us. We allow the other person to share. I know a lot of guys out there don't really take things from their partner. I don't need you to do anything for me because I'm the guy. I got it. I'm handling it. I'm in control, right? Let her do for you. Let her tell you what she likes. Let her tell you what she doesn't like. Don't get angry about it. Let her do the things that she says she wants to and is willing to do. She also wants to feel appreciated and loved and included. So the same things that you want her to do, you need to do for her. And in a lot of cases for guys, that means we're allowing ourselves to receive. I'm allowing you to give me this thing. I know a lot of guys that will go out to dinner with their spouse, with their girlfriend, and she will say, "You always get dinner, let me get it this time." And the guy will say, "Absolutely not." How do you think she feels? You think she feels really good because you're the man, you're the leader, you're taking control. I got this. She feels like you're not open, you're not able to receive, and that makes her wonder why. What's wrong? What's going on? Why won't you accept this thing that I'm trying to give you lovingly? So we got to figure out and understand that relationships are a give and take on both sides, for both sexes, for both energies. And that's regardless of whether you're in a male-female relationship, a male-male, a female-female, whatever you are identifying as, you're probably in a relationship with someone that has different energy, different patterns than you, and different levels of masculine and feminine. You got to figure out how to let those work together. If you're in a relationship with somebody and they're 70% masculine, and then you break up with them and you go and you meet someone else and they're only 30% masculine, that's going to be an adjustment for you. It may also be an adjustment for them. So understand where you are energetically, understand your love languages, understand your attachment style, and start going into relationships to be fully connected. And the only way you can do that is by understanding yourself. When you understand yourself, it's a lot easier to understand your partner. So to watch the video, check out YouTube at Your Connected Life and click on the video that says, I do 10 things she notices the one I didn't do. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening. And if you think this podcast will help someone else, please like and share. I'll see you in the next episode. Well, that's our show for today. I truly hope you enjoyed and gained some personal knowledge. Please download, like, and share if you believe someone may benefit from today's show. Again, please send me a text message with any questions about connection, emotions, chronic pain, and how the three are related by clicking fan mail in the show description. Video footage is available on YouTube at My Connected Life. Thank you for listening, and let's connect again in a few days.